The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Sidebar, its guests, callers, and advisors are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS Verizon Media Group. Sidebar, a 103.5 The Beat podcast, is a production of ILTV Studios and may not be reproduced or represented, in part or in its entirety, without the express written consent of Verizon Media Group. Sidebar is the intellectual property of Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights reserved.
Welcome to Sidebar 103 The Beat podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna, and today I thought I'd bring a guest on, mostly because, you know, if you leave me alone in a room too long, I'm going to go like full throttle rant. And they're like, oh, Stephen, gotta have somebody to make sure that you're making sense. So, you know, because you're getting too deep inside your own head. What it is, King Agrippa said to Paul, much learning had drove you mad.
I don't remember his name, but I know he said that.
Right, yeah.
That guy, yeah.
So, yeah, we have with us today Tyrone Burrows.
Yeah.
Some of you may know him from various things. $8 a glass is the latest thing.
Yeah, $8 a glass.
Right. Collage.
Some ads, yeah.
Some ads.
Yeah.
There's a pizza ad that plays every single day. He's in that.
Oh, real? Oh, I don't even know that.
I don't know if they advertise on the station, so they don't advertise on the show. They could though, but that's cool. True God. Yeah. But today, despite the fact that he's here, we're still going to be talking about some very esoteric. It ain't esoteric. I promise you. You have to go with me on the journey. It's going to make sense. Mm-hmm. It's October. Some people are like, oh, it's scary season for more reasons than one. Mm-hmm. One of them being that, you know, election season around the corner. But the thing I wanted to talk with you about today, a lot of times people will look at different things that have happened or that are happening, and they'll be like, but one day in the future, this ain't gonna happen, right? What? But I'm not gonna say as a student of history, as a person who's taken a cursory glance at history, you begin to question and say, babe, will it change? And this is going to sound frightening. I do not think that there is a future. And in the world that we live in, that sounds like a dark...
the future for...
I don't think future exists.
Us? Or...
Now, and while that sounds frightening at first, I think by the time we get to the end of the conversation, we'll realize, oh, okay, it's actually something hopeful. It's similar in the sense that Pandora's box opening... Sorry, I'm assuming everybody knows the story of Pandora's box.
That's a whole other...
No, we stand in it. We stand in it. So with Pandora's box, in Greek mythology, the gods create the first woman. Because why not? If you're a Western religion, blame it all on the woman, right? So the gods create Pandora. And as a gift, because the gods are cruel, they give her a box. And they say,
she can't open.
Don't open the box.
Right.
Hee. It's our gift to you. And she's like, I wonder what's in the box. She opens the box, and all of war and famine and suffering and death, they fly out of the box. Yeah. All of the chaos that is on man falls out of the box. She closes the box, but it's too late. Misery has escaped. The world is a calamity. The situation for all of humanity and mankind has been released into the world. There's nothing they can do. So the box is closed, and she hears a little scraping on the inside of the box and a knocking, all right? And she's like, I wonder what's in the box. Is something still in the box? Like,
right, that's what I was going to ask. There's something left in the box.
Something was left in the box. Something didn't escape, all right? And so she's like, I shouldn't open the box again. But then her curiosity gets the better of her. And so finally, after knocking and scraping, she opens up the box. And at the bottom of the box is this small little creature. It's like the other demons and monsters that escape, but it's so small and it's helpless and it's frail. And it's like, what is that? It's like, I'm hope. And it crawled out of the box and crawled into her heart, right? And so
I never heard this version.
This is the version, right? It was so small, it crawled into her bosom, and then that's how hope ends up in the heart of all mankind.
Keep hope alive.
Yeah, so I mean, it's two sides to that.
Yeah.
The main version and the version that we're going to go with is that, although this sounds bad, at the end of the day, when we get to the end of this conversation, this is going to make you not just a better person, but your outlook on life is going to be more positive. It's going to be rough for the first 30 minutes. That I promise you. But when we get to the end, that 8 minutes, that last 8 minutes, it's going to be so good. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it.
Because you could have a nihilistic view sometimes.
Right.
A pessimistic view.
Which is actually...
that used to be me.
That's my reading of the Pandora box story, because...
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you realize that hope is as dangerous as war and famine, because as long as you have hope, you're like, oh, well, I don't have to do anything. One day it'll change. Mm-hmm.
And you're saying, like, what if it doesn't change?
Oh, no. I understand. Nothing changes naturally. We have these people with this whole idea of the natural order of things is the correct way. The natural order of things is chaos.
About that.
Yeah, but I say all that to say, right? The idea of a future and that in the future it'll be different. It's going to be better. I want to start off with the idea of how the future is presented to us in things like art, right? And I think that's the big issue.
Because, you got art and then you got art.
Whatever you consider art, whether that be
entertainment.
Right. So I will stick to things that I'm familiar with. So of recent, a lot of people look at certain things like dystopian futures, and they're like, oh, 1984 is happening today, right? How is he able to figure that out? All the way back in 1948.
Right, yeah.
And then it's like the same thing, Brave New World, which came out before
1984.
Right. And so you have all these people say, wow, these guys, they predicted this. And it's like, they're not predicting anything. So the first, one of the rules for writers and people who do art is, well, with art in general, right? When you're a writer, you're supposed to write what you know.
Right,
Art
you should.
1984 is not about 1984. It's about 1948.
His experience at the time.
He literally just flipped the things around. So we have the idea of, they said, but they have televisions there. No. What he has is a telescreen. We have televisions, so we assume that that's the same thing, right? And we say, Big Brother's watching. That's how he felt then. And the technology of the day allowed for a certain level. And he's like, it's going to get to the point where, because microphones existed while he was alive, so it's going to get to a point where microphones are in everybody's house.
Right.
We just have technology that's allowed microphones to be in everybody's house. And we're like, oh, he predicted the future. No. He predicted the present. This is where it becomes slightly depressing. Nothing's changed of any significance outside of the exterior of these things.
Okay.
We still have the same level and the same types of governments. We have the same... Right.
Those, I'm still going to say foundationally, those things haven't changed. But
changed.
The aesthetic maybe changed. It's more cosmetic changes. And
that's what I was looking for. Yeah. So because we have these cosmetic changes, we're like, oh, the world is so different. The world is not different. Now, this does help us to understand the past slightly better, because you look at somebody like, you say, oh, if I was around during slavery, I can't think I could exist inside that sort of situation or whatever. There are people 50, 100 years from now who are going to say, well, why did they pay mortgage? That's ridiculous. So you mean people allowed people to trick them into working 9 to 5? This is a slight sidebar, but we live in the Bahamas. 500 years ago, inhabited by Lucayans and Tainos, right? They all are killed off or exported out of the country to go work elsewhere.
Right.
We have a century of these islands being uninhabited. The Lutheran adventurers come, they're like, we start in a republic. It fails. Then you got the British, right? They setting up little things. American Revolutionary War. The British Crown says you can have land that you lost in Carolina.
Yeah.
You can have that land inside the Bahamas and Jamaica and Bermuda. So you got some people coming there. They realize they can't grow cotton there. They can't grow indigo here. So they abandon their slaves here. We're a colony. We don't really significantly impact the British Empire in any sort of way. The British Empire, after allowing the Americans to dump nerve gas inside the tongue of the ocean,
right? Yeah,
they're like, okay, fine. You guys can agree to do it because somebody can agree to do it. But if you all want to sign the paper, then here, they give us independence. What part of that says that I need to pay for a piece of land that is not being used? We have the thing is, we look at governments and we don't actually acknowledge what a government is. The governments don't have power outside of the people. No government. And that is whether the government is a monarchy, whether it's an autocracy, whether it's a democracy.
Really?
They don't have power outside of people because who are you governing?
This is true. Yeah, this is true. You have to keep some kind of, right, yeah. You
need a human being to do something. So if you cannot get them to do it.
The labor force, and that's why they're so scared of strikes. And
right. And so at the end of the day.
But good luck getting that to take place. Yeah.
The problem or the reason that we exist in the world that we live in right now is because enough of us believe more in the system that exists than in a system that could exist.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that was holding back one group of slaves from rebelling, and the other group of slaves rebelled.
You had this conversation before where a community, I mean, like if a community were to come together and decide to do things together instead of saying, well, okay, let's wait for the MP to do it, or let's vote this person in. Like, of course, you have some infrastructural things where you would need some level of assistance, but it's like to function as a society.
I will tell you something, sir. There's nothing.
But I believe that there is actually there's nothing that you can't do if everyone were to do it together, because everyone has a skill that probably could get it done, or could actually come together and actually form their own kind of sub-economy or something like that to barter back and forth.
Right, beyond that, what we have, right, is
skills, trade.
We have an inability to convince each other to trust each other. We are trusting something that has never existed. And that only exists in our mind. We've all agreed to trust our imaginary friend, the government. As the government exists inside the minds of most
government
people,
or any quote like higher power, better. Any entity or someone that comes with a better opportunity.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, we actually do.
In the grand scheme of things, the way that most Bahamians perceive of the government or the magical investor from outside the country is imaginary. That does not exist, right? When you look at these giant hotels, they come and they ask for concessions from the government. What is a concession from the government? Allow me to do what I'm going to do. But unlike everywhere else where they tax me, which is the cost of doing business, you won't tax me. What is tax? Tax is literally everybody chipping in. This is it's the Western ASU.
I was going to say that just now.
ASU don't work. Why are you getting a draw if you ain't never putting the money in? You understand what I'm saying? And so, but we look at it and saying, oh, but they're able to do this. They're able to do that because we are giving them concessions.
Right.
They're able to do that. And this goes across the board for everything. All the infrastructure inside in the country is possible. It's not just as possible. It only happens because all of us have bought into the ASU of the Bahamas, right? If you're not paying on the ASU of the Bahamas, that's where I have a problem. I don't have an issue with governments existing, but the way that we look at governments as this magical thing that's separate from us is the reason why it's not working effectively or properly. If we look at it properly and say that my part of the government is I am the government financer. When I pay VAT for my Noodles used to be 25 cents when I was a child. Now it's 60 cents or $1, depending
I can't
on
even remember when I started eating noodles. So.
Bro, but I'm saying, I remember how much noodles used to cost. But now they pay VAT on noodles, right? If noodles cost $1, depending on which store you go to, and I got to pay 10 cents on that. That is me financing the government to pay for the police, to pay for the doctors, to pay for the nurses, to pay the teachers, to pay the roads, to do all this different stuff, all the things that we need. No, wait. The person who has a house that is worth over $250,000 and doesn't pay real property tax, they are not paying their part into it. So now we have on a level two different things that are happening. So one, you got people who are telling you, we've arrived to this party. It's a family gathering. We discussed this 3 months ago, what everybody should bring. All the broke members of the family bring food. You, who come here inside a Tesla, because you want to ride a Tesla in the Bahamas for some reason, you didn't bring no food. You didn't even bring a bag of chips. But you take a full plate like everybody else. Then we have some people who not only, they bring a bag of chips, but they have food at home. They already get a plate. Your cousin ain't eat yet, your aunt ain't eat yet, your mommy ain't eat yet. They going for seconds. Why are you going for a second plate? They already packing up food to go home with. And people ain't eat yet.
Right.
Because they say all the fish is soon be gone. They already eat the fish, but they want an next piece of fish to eat later on. That's the people who have more land than they can use. It's a sin.
You got some of the people who eat yet, who willing to.
Right.
All right, let's say, for example, you have somebody who all right, they come, they cook out or whatever, right? And you ain't eat yet, you sitting down and you eating on your food. Whatever. The person come in the Tesla, like you say, yada, yada, yada. They walk up, they go skip on, and you bug. Because you've been there waiting forever. And for every person who's been waiting there forever, there's somebody in the back there with a hairnet or whatever who have like 3-4 plate of food and then give them in the foil and they wrap up already anyway.
Right. For
whatever reason, because man, I like you. For something you say, do or promise or something like that from before. But those we ain't unified.
Right. And the thing is, we ain't on the same page.
And the people sitting down and going to make, it's like, what if I make
but that's the thing.
It'll take longer for me to get my food.
So what we've been taught is, so particular people of our generation, but also our parents' generation, if you don't have pride, you have shame.
Because the people controlling the food tell you.
But the people at the top don't have pride or shame.
Right. Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah. They're ashamed to pack up food before people had the first plate.
Anyway, that's we can talk about that later.
It's too specific, right? They can know what they're talking about now. I understand, right? But it's like, but you understand, like there are people out there who are taking plates of food, right? Now, do you think that when somebody today writes a song called Todas and it resonates 100 years from now, right? Because there are people who are still taking more than their fair share.
I've been the Toda many times.
No, but I'm saying, we ain't talking about, so that's the thing.
Okay, because I was still bugged. I was like, why?
No.
Why are you talking about me?
So here's the thing.
Why are you talking about me? You talking about the government,
No, we talking about.
I'm trying to show you something, though.
You see,
that's exactly
what's happening.
That's exactly.
Right.
Why are you talking about me? I can't.
Exactly that, right? But no, what I say it is, because that's the trick that they use to think of. Anyway, with capitalism, be like,
seen it. Kenny Dine say, why y'all been to this party? Well, there were other people from the other party there as well.
Yeah.
But the other party was the opposition at the time, and it's like, dude, like,
don't matter.
It don't matter.
Right.
Like, but the example, the sad, what about the standard, the integrity, and all that stuff like that. But,
right. But it has to remain the same.
Why should I have a standard or integrity if I could buy you out of yours, though?
It's the mindset.
I know what you could do. Like I already know what you could do if I give you a couple of extra dollars. Why I got standards on integrity.
But that's the thing, to bring it back to the original point, right? Yeah. Do you think that is a modern day thing?
Yeah.
Or do you think that has always existed? That's the thing.
Right. And
As
I
long,
think it's gonna be like that till the
and that's the thing. So the idea of when you look at what people have said about one day the world is going to be like this, they're talking about their present. The sad thing is we've not moved forward in any meaningful way. So to bring it back to the slavery thing, people will look back in time and say, I can't believe people died from being poor, right? Because there are people in the Bahamas today who are going to die because they are poor. But the idea of money is a social contract.
we do have
No, the thing is, the ability to save your life exists. But if you don't have enough money to pay for the cancer treatment, you're going to die.
When
right?
you
understand what I'm saying?
had a similar experience, but then there is something that just kind of there are some differences though.
No, I'm not. Listen, it's not going to be a 1-for-1.
Like why like I mean like to say why I do feel that there may be hope as far as
oh no,
the future's
yeah, we can come back to that. You know what?
Yeah.
Hold on to that thought. Let's take a break because I realized that we went for a full 30 minutes. So we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
You are watching and listening to Sidebar, 103 to Be podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast. Your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Dollars. Crack the code and win $1 million.
Welcome back to Sidebar, 103 to Be podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Today I have with me Tyrone Burrows. We are talking about, my topic is that there is no future. But
we are the future. Well, I mean, for now.
no, wait, go ahead.
We've been
TJ, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I
said
interrupted you just now.
Not.
Oh, you mean before? Okay, that's fine. That is why I have hope. Now persons who the people who don't know me, they tend to think that I kind of have a miserable view of life, right?
Right.
And that's not necessarily the case. I have miserable memories of things that have happened, right?
Right.
And I could go on forever about those things, but
We have
because I've
50 minutes.
seen the flip side of it,
Right.
I'm like, okay, as long as you try your best to if you live long enough, basically,
Right.
you get to see that, okay, there is some kind of hope, but even if it's just on an individual level, like say for example, I feel like what you reap, what you sow. I do know that equivalent effort won't always amount to equivalent gain. We see that in marriages and relationships and all that stuff like that. What you
Jobs.
invest into something, good Lord, jobs. There's so much I can't say.
It's
Right?
But go ahead.
I have seen some really hopeless situations through some really disgusting people, boy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But the bottom line was, I told someone this before, I say, when I come here, I mean, like when I walk out a door or wherever I was, I say, I don't know people out there, like the people I know, they don't operate like how y'all is operating here. You know? I've said that, I've had that experience and said that or thought that about some churches I've been
Right.
a part of and all before and all that, because of, say, like certain mindsets and all that we need to change. But then I realized that with the generational shift, a lot of the tougher conversations we've been having that I haven't seen among the generations before. And I know why. There are things like job security, so on and so forth. But I don't know if we've ever had a time, and maybe there has been, you could correct me, of course, like the time in history when we have been this integrated. Now I know it's for better and for worse. Like, say, with social media and all these different things. We look at Gen Z, and a lot of people feel like we're cooked.
Yeah, but I mean that. So the only.
But they've been saying that for so long, right? They've been saying that for us, right? And the person saying that about. So, I have this friend. I have this one of my friends, where she got pregnant. She was like really, really deep in the church at one point, and she got pregnant or whatnot. You know, one of the big flying saucer hard-wearing ladies or whatever in the church had a lot of things to say about her while she was in the middle of a sweetheart relationship,
Yeah, because
doing a bunch of foolishness and all that stuff, right?
she gotta get pregnant. That's why.
And yeah, some things I've heard like a lot of dark things about a lot of people from the generation before, right? And when you pay attention to a lot of people from our generation, are we the millennials? I don't know. They say that?
Yes.
I don't know where we is.
No, yeah,
Right.
it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't mean anything. But yeah,
I realized that, like, say, amongst persons in our generation, like, say, because of course we're the ones having the kids and stuff like that now. While there is a lot of foolishness going on, right? I feel as if to some degree they're still more willing to have the conversations, the tough conversation. Even though sometimes I feel like it probably could use a bit of a filter sometimes.
so this is what I would.
We still seem a bit more unified.
This is what I'd push back on.
Yeah.
Right? It is. I don't think that these conversations have never happened. There's this idea where we have a thought where
we do think the conversations have happened though.
No, they and the thing is, not only do they happen,
but they do reach the ears of more of like, okay, they say, for example, we tend to get upset with.
I dare say it may be aesthetic.
But sorry, say it again?
I dare say it might just be an aesthetic. But go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought.
No, because what I was going to say was, all right, we do have this problem now where the quote-unquote dumb person would get information from on the internet, right? And they feel like they get all the knowledge in the world and then they run with it.
Right.
Right? But then
I've been happening forever.
We've been doing things for stupid people who just had a louder voice or taller soapbox for friggin'
ever
decades. Some of them been
millennia.
Some of them been either your aunties, your teacher, your uncle, your pastor, this one or that one.
Roman emperors.
Right.
It don't like
so let's say, for example, I have like say because so like 20 years later and all the daughter guys and then who start off with me, they like are men now, right? And some of them, they don't necessarily believe the same things that they used to. But some of the artists I used to look up to don't believe the same things, right?
Right.
That disappointed me, but it also gave me a different kind of resolve. Because it's like, okay, I need to find my own identity with these things. So whenever one of the younger guys have an issue with something that we believe and we used to believe, that's a conversation that we have.
Right.
What I realized was that conversation is different. Like that conversation between one of those guys or even like some of the young people today, that plays out entirely different than what that conversation would have looked like when I was that guy's age talking to one of the persons from the older generation.
All right. So
Without me even having to, you know.
no, I get what you're saying, and I dare say, it is a matter of whom you are speaking with.
You get on no plantation. You want that?
No, but that's the thing.
They used to turn you in.
No, so no, right? Because that's not so. Not everyone.
No, not everyone.
And so to this day, right? There are people inside you can find
we
these.
shut down dumb people if we feel like they.
No, we don't. What are you talking about?
You see that a lot.
Have you seen
not the dumb people?
Don't make me start calling off names of political leaders.
Not stupid. Not stupid people who happen to come from.
No, I'm talking
like proficient families or nothing.
Nah, bro. It's like, so the thing is, the problem. So.
Or stupid people with money. Yeah, go ahead.
I talk about broke, stupid people who just is con men, right? They still exist, but that's neither here nor there. I would dare say, right, that we have the part of the idea of a future is believing that we're in the future for purely aesthetic purposes, right? We stopped inventing new things, I dare say 50 years ago, right? At this point, all we're doing is iterations of the same devices, right? So we're just figuring out new ways to make a phone.
Are we?
1 second, let me get the point. So before you get
reverse engineering.
No.
And it's hard to get that word out so I could.
Okay, but
go ahead, let's go.
So the issue is, right?
I do this them all the time. Forgive me.
You are saying, okay, we're having a conversation. Yeah. There were conversations being had about Black liberation.
Yeah.
From the invention of Blackness, right? Because don't be mistaken, Blackness was invented.
You don't think we're making progress on that?
No. I don't think, you know why I don't think we're making progress on that? Because when you actually go back in history and look at what people were saying, that...
I think we're still saying the same thing.
No, I'm thinking that it's taking us longer to arrive at the conclusion that they made before they were killed, right? So we got... And this is a short version, right? But if you look at what was happening with, let's say, Martin and Malcolm, right? Yeah. So Malcolm X, Shabazz, right? They had one idea, and then as they progressed through life, and these dudes died in their 30s. We older than both of them now.
Right?
Yeah. So in the words of what's the song? I think it's Chance Rapper. My big homie died young. I just turned older than him. We older than all of these niggas.
I clutch a bunch of pearls when they start reading.
No,
I say how old?
Bang. So right, but now you look at it, right? So you have somebody like Malcolm X, right? Malcolm X starts off by saying basically Black superiority. Then he takes a look and he realizes, okay, when you have this much access to power, it can corrupt even the most beloved of people. So he starts looking. Second, he starts to double taking to do it. Elijah Muhammad, right? Right. Then he says, okay, this is what we got to do. We got to unify all this together. The CIA and the FBI was ever watching them. They never did like him, right? Boom, he died. All right. I think he died after Martin. Out of that vacuum, we have the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers is a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds. Yeah. They are kids when these dudes die. And they say, what they saying made sense. Let's have school lunches. Let's have vaccination programs, because y'all ain't giving vaccines to Black people. Let's do this, let's do that. And their organization is grassroots. It's people collecting coins. They being harassed or whatever. Now, and the thing is, the younger people are, the harder it is. When a young person gets an idea, because they knew the life, they've not seen the complete horrors of life. They've not bought into life completely yet. And so when they get a good idea, they could run with it and not worry about the consequences because they've not lived long enough to see consequences. So now when you have Fred Hampton, I think it's Fred Hampton who was murdered in the bed next to his pregnant girlfriend. Like they yuck out the bed and they shoot him up and they say, he fired one shot in the ceiling and we shot him 90-something times, right? That happens. Out of that vacuum, then we have the Crips coming about where the guy who forms the Crip is like, man, something got to happen in my neighborhood or whatever. Now, there are alternate versions where people are like, well, it's this and that or whatever, right? I choose to believe the best version, right? But these dudes keep on getting wiped out, knocked off, And it takes us forever. When you look at the Black Panthers, although they realized that the way Black people were being treated was a problem, they also realized after the invention of Blackness is helping to keep all poor people, no matter what color they are, down. So now they turn around and they became friends with poor white people, poor Native Americans, poor Asian people. Right. And they had the Rainbow Coalition was all the different colors of people getting together and saying the government is treating our various factions unfairly. We are paying into the system, but the system is not paying into us.
Right.
Once you start getting to that point, we have these hard resets every time. Right, Malcolm came to that decision, hard reset.
Yeah.
The Black Panthers come to that, hard reset. We are taking a very long time on the race part. The race part, it's not, race exists because we say it exists, right? I'm not going to say, oh, all of us are the same. All of us are not the same because we've chosen to say, I'm different because of this. You different because of this, right? But once we get past that, we get to class.
Yeah.
But so now you ready for it, right? Who inside recent human history was talking about class conflict and how the various classes need to look at each other and say, okay, it's unfair for one class to have all and the other classes to not have any. Marx. We literally we live in a day and age where people say, oh, socialism is, but that's why they killed Martin Luther King Jr. Right. Because he was a socialist. He's a Marxist socialist. They're like, oh, he's evil or whatever.
But I have.
No, but I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Every time we get to the conclusion that the things that are dividing us are superficial, and the way forward is for us to say, all of us broke. Right. Why we hate each other. It's the people with all the money who have all the power and are doing all this different stuff. Every time we get to that conclusion, what happens? Shut it down, bro.
I have questions though.
We got to take another break.
Yeah, we're gonna take like why you really want to interject. Yeah,
we're gonna take one more break. When we come back, we'll wrap this up. You're listening and watching Sidebar, a 103 podcast powered by ILTV. I promise that when we come from this break, we're going to conclude with the actual topic. I promise. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites. We offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go, to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Welcome back to Sidebar, 103B podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Today, we are here with Tyrone Burrows from $8 a glass. This is the part that I promise you guys is going to be the part full of hope if you went on the journey with us. Tyrone, go ahead.
Okay, so what I was going to ask earlier was, okay, you said you mentioned Martin Luther King. You've mentioned of course, slavery, so on and so forth.
Right.
The stuff affected the entire West and whatnot.
And
Black
and
Panthers.
the world,
Right.
because of globalization.
Right. What about the Black Bahamians as far as like this hopelessness is concerned? Like,
No,
okay,
so it's go ahead.
because like I was going to say that one thing that was different for me. Now I could say a lot of things about what I did not like
Right.
about my trajectory, right? As far as like where my life was supposed to be. Because what I was doing at first was everything that they said that I am supposed to do to achieve success, based on what kind of success you're talking about. A lot of times we do talk about financial success. That's what every man wants or whatever. You know what I mean? You want to, most men in a traditional home would generally want like their own house, right? Or whatever by 25. Or, they'll say, listen, no.
25. Jesus.
If you know what I mean, if at all or whatever.
The benefit of
no matter
being
how unrealistic that happened to be.
the benefit of being an orphan is that you do not have unrealistic expectations.
No, exactly.
So-
And some people actually would tell you right now that what they talking about, they ain't blah 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 blah. I realize that a lot of Bahamians are really out of touch, right? Yeah. But that's not the end of their time what I want to talk about right now, right? But that's where I actually did find hope as a person that realized that if things were different with me, when I graduated from my school, I made some changes or whatever, went to college. I was on my way to doing a particular thing, right? And that did not work for me because at a particular point, everything that I had worked for or what I thought supposed to happen when they do that, it was going to fall, into place. Now, you will hear the narrative would switch after that, and then people will tell you, well, yeah, you will have this and that, yada, yada, yada. And you're like, no, that ain't what you tell me. You tell me that if I fix this way academically,
right,
and if I do this and I do that, then they're supposed to fall in place. Yeah. And then I realized that by the adults lying to me too much, right?
Yeah.
About everything, boy.
Yeah.
And
it's called
and
a
I was like,
lie.
Yeah, right. It's like they lying to me about everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you been rowing your hair. I you roll mine, boy. Yeah. You know what I mean, right?
No, but
there's different takes, right?
So they made a conscious decision to lie to you. So yeah.
So okay, this is what I'm trying to say, boy. The fact that we sitting here, right now, doing this in the first place is somewhat unheard of from a Bahamian perspective, right? And I know you may feel, I know how you would feel about that.
Right. I get. So here's the thing.
Right. Like when you, if you were to hear the things that I heard,
right,
you would have a completely different view. And see, that's the thing is, I know that hope is. See, that's the thing. I can't convince you to have hope because hope is so subjective.
So this is my point, right? So let me get you there, right? Because what I don't want you or the audience to do is to confuse the belief that we are repeating cycles over and over to mean that there is no hope.
Or there is no change.
No, I didn't say that. All right. Now,
but that does come across
there's change, but the change is superficial.
Right.
The problem
is it though?
Yes, it is. All right. And
is it though? Is it okay? If you say something is superficial, normally that means it's meaningless.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yes.
Is it? What's the grand scheme of things?
Like if you take a step back in history and you look at it,
like what? So what are we hoping to achieve as Black people?
We don't have 80 minutes to cover.
I know
all that. I'm saying. So
what are we? That's what I'm asking you. What is this particular future that you hope to achieve? Okay, you say you want to move from survival to prosperity or something.
No, well that would be great.
What is it? Yeah,
but I'm saying that what we
or is it from survival to fulfillment and purpose? Which one is it? That's what you're trying.
I don't think that those things are either or. I don't think so. The idea of the binary of
they give me an objective hopelessness. That's what they're trying to figure out.
I'm not. But as I'm saying, I never said we are hopeless. I said we have no future.
Okay, give me.
But one second. I'm telling you. Yeah, okay, you keep on asking me the same question. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We have. When I say we have no future, from a metaphysical standpoint, from a literal standpoint.
Right.
The future does not exist. It is not quantifiable. We only have this moment. Time is an invention that we have created to mark when things change around us.
Right.
Right? When our body decays and all this different stuff. But the idea of a future is not real. That's something that we use to cope with our reality today. One second. No, one second. No, I'm not asking you to stop believing in time.
No, I'm not saying, mind you, I'm not
let me get to the
crazy.
point. Let me get to the point.
Go ahead.
Right? So, it's not that we don't have any hope, right? We all have hope.
Yeah.
If you really became hopeless, then you'd be like, what's the point of living, right? Everybody just give up.
Right.
I'm not hoping that anybody does that. See, I used the word again, right? That's not the point. The point is, the future is being used as a crutch, and to go back to the original point, it's going to be better one day, is holding us back because the things that need to happen now. And when I say need to happen now, even if it's a 10-year journey, you have to start now. Now is the only time that you actually have control.
No, you have to.
But I'm saying the idea of a future is what is holding us back, because we say, back in my grandparents' day, this was hard and that was hard, and now we have it better. We have a different type of turmoil, and we do have levels of what you call it, life being better. But the same way you could say, and I know it's not the same. It's not one for one. 1 second. It's not one, right?
I didn't get the finish.
1 second. It's not, you asked me a question. You asked me a question.
Yes,
and so I'm answering the question.
This particular thing, though.
1 second.
Clears.
1 second. You come back to that.
Okay.
Right?
Go ahead.
But if we look at it and we say, slavery was horrible.
Right.
It's atrocious. But then we look at places like America where slavery was abolished, except for, in certain cases, the 13th Amendment allows for you to enslave somebody if they are a criminal. Well, what makes somebody a criminal? You could be a criminal for walking the street at the wrong time of night. There are vagrancy laws that make you a criminal. If I have freedom to do whatever I want, we free, right? Understand, there were persons throughout history of every shape and color, right?
If we take the plane and we go further out, I mean, what about that country? I mean,
what are you talking?
African country.
You asked me about the Bahamas,
right? No, but I'm saying, you still talking about the U.S.
But I'm saying, I'm
still talking about the U.S.
And I'm bringing it back to the Bahamas now. I'm giving you examples, right? So
if I'm going to ask you about the African country, but just run the French from there. Right.
Okay. That's
and my thing is like that's not something that
that's not even the first. 1 second.
I know it's not the first time.
That's not the first time. One, it's not the first time.
But it's still an example of change.
You're circling because
we only talking about the U.S.
No, I'm talking. You asked about the Bahamas.
Yeah, I know.
Right. I'm saying. Yeah, I'm bringing it to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Right. You could say, well, we have the freedom to do X, Y, and Z. Right. There have been rich people of color throughout our history.
Right.
There have been people of means of every shade throughout our history. The fact that some people had it very difficult and the justification was their skin, we hold on to that and we say, okay, now that's no longer the justification, but there are still places where your own people will look at you sideways because you ain't supposed to be here because of your in the general, if you say, well, at least we ain't brutalized, at least people ain't grabbing you off the streets and doing X, Y, and Z, right? Where, because if you go back in the 1800s, you have the runaway slaves saying, we looking for this slave, we saw him in New Providence, grab him or whatever. I could bro, when I walk on Michael.
So can I clarify the context what you said when you say you have no future? To say it, what you mean is that we keep doing the same thing over and over, not that we will not survive, but that we shouldn't call it the future because we keep doing the same thing perpetually.
I'm saying not.
Why you don't say that?
No, I'm saying that the idea of future is a crutch. What the hope?
So stop waiting for them.
Not just stop waiting, because even if you want to believe that the future exists, the future begins now. The hope that I want to leave you guys with.
So you will leave them with that, and I going to, and not my hope where I was going to say that you see, I see what you're doing.
Let me
That's what I'm saying. If my mindset changed based on what the adults were telling me, right? That means what I am telling them,
right, the younger
will
people,
give them a different mindset, and they are the future.
I'm saying that.
So it's not the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
That has been happening for our. It's not how, it's what you're exposed to. So whereas on one side of the island, you have people saying, hey, this is what you could become. And they did become that. Because don't forget, you have the Sunshine Boys coming up during the time when the Bay Street Boys exist, right? They believed that they could do that.
I wanted to say so much more about social media and how you have so much people from different, even like from private and public schools, this day and age, that communicate more often than not now when they get to exchange ideas and mindsets.
But so the reason why I'm saying that you think of that as a big
programs and stuff that I've been like a part of,
I understand,
where I get a mixed bag, like a mixed demographic of kids, that
and for every one of them you'll still find people who only know the people in their private school.
But there's so much more of them than it was of us back then.
You're aware. You might be aware of it, and I'm not. And that's the thing.
That is the stuff where I see a bunch of kids. They're way different. Their minds.
Are you arguing to say that there has been such a significant change? That,
I'm saying like that is hope. That is hope.
I never said there was no hope. You keep conflating future with hope.
Sorry, but there's no future. But I'm saying
I'm saying that.
See,
So here's what I'm leaving you with. All right. It is not to say that cannot become something else.
Because we need to believe in them.
No. We don't
Same way these people didn't believe in us.
No.
If they didn't believe in us, so we believe in them.
But somebody did believe in all of us. It may not have been the people. People believed in you. People believed in me. It might not have been the people who we wanted to believe in us.
Right.
The people who, at different points of our life, we needed to believe in us.
At which point? There was some
But I'm saying, but at the end of the day, it's not to say that no one believed in you, right? And it's not to say that you never had help or anything.
I wish we had more time for me to give you more context. But I understand what you're saying, though.
Well, we've run over time. But that's neither here nor there, right? The point is, while those kids, right, are progressing to a point, what will take them over the line is going to be action today. So when I say there is no future, I am meaning that literally, me and you can both literally die before this goes on air.
Right.
Would we still have had a future? We could say, oh, well, what I want to do on Saturday, what I want to do. That's an idea in our head. And some of those things that we want to do on that day, we could do it in the next hour. We put off different things.
Right.
Some of the things that are so insurmountable, these gigantic ideas that we have inside our head and saying, man, it'd be great if X, Y, and Z happened, right? When I was driving by you, I was thinking, babe, if I go to each of my neighbors and ask them for $5, I bet it only costs like $300 to get a ton of asphalt, I could patch up my whole neighborhood if I just walk around if I walk around to enough houses and say, babe, give me $5, give me $20, we're going to buy a truck of asphalt.
And they will give you it.
And say, let's fill up all these. But I saying, and you know what I said? I said, one day I could do that.
Why don't we just call it laziness then?
You can name the bad thing, or you could do the good thing.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to, I know.
Now that we finally
find
out what the condition is.
No. So the reason why I'm going to stop you, we're going to, because we are out of time. But the reason
I get where you're coming from now. I get exactly where you're coming from.
And it's easy to name bad things, and what ends up happening is if you name something bad, people use the bad thing to punish people that they don't like.
Say what the solution is. I just wanted to give
the solution is now
to do it. You're right, exactly.
Right. The reason why I say there is no future, right,
and fair,
is because
definitely fair. There is fair. There is most definitely fair.
Sure,
that's fair.
There's fair. Yeah. And maybe that's why people hesitate because they feel that they're not ready or whatever, or the repercussions or whatever. But now is the only time that actually exists. The past is a foggy, hazy recollection of what happened. The future is a delusion of what may. Now is the only time that you have. And so with that, derive all the hope that you wish and that you need. Let your hope be based on action, as opposed to your hope being based on, I heard that once a guy made $1 million selling t-shirts.
Do it today because tomorrow is not promised.
Sure, okay, sure if you want to be all succinct. Anyway, this has been Sidebar, one of the podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Thank you, Tyrone, so much for joining us.
Yeah, man. Need that. I was hanging just now. Okay, we could drop it out. Yeah,
True God still.
Yeah, man.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast, your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Dollars. Crack the code and win $1 million.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?